Now, North Korea's further sudden provocations is a possibility. That's according to South Korea's chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff today. General Lee Sun-jin checked upon joint South Korea U.S. readiness for air defense with the U.S. Forces Korea Commander General Curtis Scaparrotti in a show of determination to deter further provocations by North Korea. Of course, all of this comes a day after the U.S. sent a B-52 bomber on a low flyover across South Korea, flanked by other U.S. and South Korean fighter jets. It was another strong show of force against Pyongyang and was also a very clear indication of Washington's commitment to the defense of its allies. Our national defense correspondent Kim Hyun is in the studio with me. Now, Hyun, fill us in on the latest joint inspection by the two commanders.
Well, good evening, Kyung. South Korea's chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Lee Sun-jin, and the U.S. Forces Korea Commander, General Curtis Scaparrotti, visited the Korea and U.S. Air Force Base in Ulsan earlier today to inspect this military's preparedness and to deal with any provocations from the north. Now, the two commanders were briefed on the current situation, and they urged that both militaries need to maintain their highest level of readiness, keeping in mind that there could be additional provocations by the north at any time. The two generals also inspected the Korea Air and Space Operations Center, which is in charge of detecting and countering enemy aircraft and ballistic missiles. It also acts as the Korea U.S. Joint Air Force Command cell during wartime.
Now, Hyun, Washington flew over a B-52 bomber very close to North Korea over the weekend. Quite a symbolic move, I would say.
Sure is. The flight made a very strong statement. It showed the United stance against Pyongyang's act that essentially Seoul and Washington mean business, and they will not tolerate any more of these provocations from the north. It also highlighted Washington's commitment to defending its allies.
The deployment of the B-52 strategic bomber shows off the ironclad alliance between the two countries to North Korea and the world, and could also have the side effect of curbing future provocations by Pyongyang.
The powerful B-52, which is equipped with nuclear missiles and bunker-busting bombs that are capable of targeting underground facilities, is also capable of hitting targets that are up to 3,000 kilometers away. Now, the two allies are also planning further military counteractions down the road. Now, experts say additional deployments could include the nuclear-powered USS Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier, a nuclear submarine, B-2 stealth bombers, and F-22 Raptor stealth fighter jets.
Right, Hyun, it was a busy week in the defense arena, especially after North Korea's nuclear test, fourth nuclear test that is, which it claimed that it was a hydrogen bomb testing. And the new year kicked off on a very military tensions with a very high point.
That's right, but I do have an interesting fact here. North Korea is the first country in the world to have tested a nuclear bomb in this century. Not once, but 4 times in the last decade. Now, the communist regime says that it first successfully tested a hydrogen bomb for the first time, but experts here say it's hard to believe North Korea has the technology to develop a full-scale H-bomb at this point in time. Now, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un on Monday highlighted that his country needs to enhance its nuclear deterrence as self-defense to counter nuclear threats from the U.S.
North Korea needs to emphasize its nuclear and weapons of mass destruction power to the world to maintain its power structure and believes that is the only way Pyongyang can survive.
South Korea has condemned this latest test and vowed that Pyongyang will pay a price for its nuclear provocations. The defense chiefs of South Korea, the U.S., and Japan are calling the event a direct violation of international law, as well as a threat to peace and stability, not only in the Korean peninsula, but the entire Asia-Pacific region. The 3 countries have also pledged to enhance cooperations to better counter North Korea's nuclear and missile threats.
Right, alliance in full gear, I would say.
That's right.
All right, thank you, Hyun, for that thorough coverage and for coming into the studio tonight.
No problem.